18 years of mistakes, multiple relapses, a son watching from the sidelines, and one question from the judge that could change everything. This is the case of People of the State of Michigan versus Cody Taylor. The judge confirms the correct spelling of the defendant's name. The file number is 25-141151FH. Appearances are made. The prosecutor Carrie is here for the people. Alison Cast and Lisa Bush Satawa are here for Mr. Petrie. Mr. Petrie is present in person.
And also here in person is the agent from the Department of Corrections who prepared today's pre-sentence investigation report, Mr. Stephen Saladay. We are here today for a sentencing in this case. The defendant entered a plea back on November 24th to a single count of use of methamphetamine as a second or subsequent offender. Let me take a quick look here at the PSI. Any notes on it? That's pretty rare. Must not have seen it. One moment. All right, Ms. Carey, did you receive it? And if so, did you have any amendments, corrections, or objections to make?
Thank you. I did receive and review it. I don't have any corrections or additions. Thank you.
All right, same question for whichever one of the two is going to talk on behalf of the defendant.
Yes, briefly. To clarify, in one point of the PSI, it stated the recommendation was to 18 months, and another it was to a year and 8 months. And then the third section it was to 18 months. So I'd be asking for clarification on allegations.
Yeah, no problem. I assume, Mr. Saladay, you meant on CFJ 145, page 2, that would be 6 months.
Yeah, it should be 18 months pro. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
1 year and 6 months.
Correct.
All right, we got that one. Okay.
And next being yes, looking at page 9, looking at the employment section, prior to his drug use, Mr. Petrie advised that he was working 4 jobs from 2014 to approximately 2016.
Good. All right. And do you want to provide me any other detail there?
I would defer to Mr. Petrie.
All right, Mr. Petrie, it sounds like you had some other employment. Right now, it's got listed as Northern Staffing.
Yeah, I did the last 10 years only. I didn't do like anything, all that. I worked at Pompey's and Baldwin since 2006 to 2018.
Okay, hold on. Pompey's, that's a pizza place?
Yes.
And that was 2014 to
2006 to 2018.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood you.
Sorry.
2018, copy that.
And then to Reed City Pompey's 2011 to 2013.
2011 to 2013?
Yep.
Okay. So you worked at 2 different places in the same business.
Yeah, same business. And then the Everett one, I helped establish the Everett one. Everett one.
And when was that?
In between, probably 2012 to 2014.
All right, we can add those. And it sounds like they're overlapping, and obviously it's all good for the same kind of business. Did you get all that, Mr. Saladay?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Back to you, Ms. Castle.
And then just to clarify regarding his substance use, as that is the offense he's being sentenced on today, his THC use, he advised that he quit using that altogether in 2013 when his son was 2 years old. That's what caused him to become sober from marijuana.
The judge confirms that some changes need to be made in the court records. The correction applies to page 1 of CFJ 145 and also page 10 of CFJ 284. The attorneys acknowledge the updates, and the court refreshes its records.
Thank you. We would be asking that the court adopt the recommendation put forth by probation. However, without him being sentenced to jail for the remainder of the term, he's been in custody for 57 days. Mr. Petrie was accepted into a 30-day residential treatment program addressing his substance abuse issues. When he was arrested for this event, he was experiencing a relapse. Prior to being arrested, he was successfully sober for 9 months. He had gone through treatment at Harbor Hall, as the report notes. However, he did leave early. His reason for doing so was that he was confident in his sobriety without it, and that he missed his son. And now what's changed is he's ready to move forward. He's ready knowing that he can't do this by himself. He's explained to me that He understands the significance of community that he had when he was actively engaging in treatment, and he desperately wants that. He wants to get back to working the way that he was prior to his substance abuse taking off. He wants to be the father that his son deserves, and he's asking that the court give him that chance by ordering him to treatment, as well as the term of probation to keep him accountable.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Carey, on behalf of the people.
Thank you. I am somewhat reluctant, but I'm going to ask the court also to follow the recommendation. And when I say I'm reluctant, it's because if you look at the PSI, it says he's had very little work history over the last couple of years. He has mental health conditions that are currently untreated, and a long history of substance abuse, and the fact that he left Harper Hall already before he completed is troubling. And I understand that now he knows he can't do it on his own. I hope that's true, and I hope he can show that moving forward. However, his history is not terrific, but I understand the guidelines, and I understand what the plea agreement was in this case and the reasons for that. So I am going to ask the court to do the jail sentence with probation. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Petrie, I want to find out an answer to a question before I turn it over to you. 1 second, please. There it is. Mr. Petrie, I want to ask this question. I want to make sure it says, I know you have a son. Do you just have the one son?
Yes.
All right. I just want to make sure we're talking about the same. And what's your custodial relationship with your
I have full custody of my son. My sister has temporary power of attorney right now.
All right. How long have you had that full?
Since he was 3 years old.
All right. All right. Sir, you have the right to make a statement before the court issues a sentence. Is there anything you wish to say?
If I'm able to go and leave to rehab, I'm like my lawyers. I'm very serious about it. I'm going to seek transitional housing and stuff after the fact. Regardless of what happened to today, I'm still going to go to rehab.
Okay. Mr. Saladay, are you aware of this rehab, and have you confirmed it or know anything about it?
First time I've heard of it.
All right.
You expressed
Excuse me, Your Honor.
interest in it.
Oh, yep.
The court checks whether a letter from a facility was received. It was sent to both the court, the prosecutor's office. The letter was faxed on November 19th, and the defendant had expressed interest in the matter, though nothing was arranged at the time of the pre-sentence interview.
All right.
It's all right, folks. Thank you very much. All right. I do not have any letter. Ms. Carey, did you get one in your email?
No.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Well, one moment. I'm going to get back to what I was reviewing a moment ago. All right. Well, let's take a look here. When I look here at the agent's description of offense, oh, by the way, Mr. Saladay, in the middle, on CFJ 284, page 2, in the middle of the large paragraph underneath description of the offense, on the 6th line down, 2/3 of the way through, it's got a misspelling. I assume that means he.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, no problem. And this is the case where Mr. Petrie identified himself as a Daniel Howell, correct? Yeah. So and I know that was already acknowledged in the scoring of the guidelines, specifically offense variable number 19. One moment. Then.
No.
Yeah.
No, Your Honor, that's wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
How was another person in the vehicle?
Okay. All right.
He just didn't provide his identification
Okay.
or name up front, and they had to take a picture of him to identify him at the shelter.
All right. So that is how, not he.
Right.
All right. Good. I just wanted to make sure we got that right. See, in my pointers, there's multiple people in the vehicle. And when I look at the agent's description of the offense, I got in the vehicle without knowing an individual fully. And then I relapsed. It looks to me like Mr. Petrie was already putting himself in a bad position by getting into this vehicle with people who clearly were lying, parked behind a church. I don't know what he thought he was getting himself into. And it's not like he just relapsed there in the car. I mean, clearly he put himself in this position, or I think a reasonable person, or at least a reasonable person in his position would know he was likely not in the right place. One moment. And I recall reading this last week. 1 second. At the bottom of CFJ 284, page 3, this is Mr. Petrie saying he just gotten a job, had a backpack, and then inside he had a magnetic case and the cards with the syringes. To me, it sounds like he brought the meth to the car.
Yeah.
No? All right. Well, take a look here at the defendant's criminal history. It began in 2005, although relatively minor, no operator or no license on his person. He had a pretty good year, 6-year gap or so until he picked up another charge.
The defendant faced decades of poor decisions. But today, the court gave him a chance, treatment, probation, and a path to being the father his son deserves. Subscribe for real courtroom stories of accountability, consequences, and redemption.